The opinions expressed within the content of this podcast are solely of our guests, and do not reflect the views and beliefs of WROK-FM Radio, and Body Slamming Conversations, its hosts or affiliates. Those under 18, we ask that you enter the podcast with an adult.
Rockin' Randy, the movement of the podcast, pony shaking us down, building us up. Silver-tongued devil, master of disaster. Kingston, every man wants to be you. Every woman wants your ring. Wolfman of the radio, oh, oh, oh. You are the red wrestling's greatest champion of the airways. Rockin' Randy with electric steel strings. How to do the night with the raspy crawl. Mic in your hand, standing tall. Making them listen, standing in awe. Broadcasting chaos, raising the bar. From the underground to the stars. Voice like thunder, shaking the ground. You are the man, wrestling's greatest champion of the airways. Rockin' Randy with electric steel strings. Podcasting chaos, raising the bar. Mic in your hand, standing tall. Making them listen, standing in awe. Broadcasting.
Hey everybody, welcome to WROK Radio FM Las Vegas downtown. That's right, and Channel 12 TV network. That's right, we moved to the big TV network, guys. Oh man, it's gonna be so good. It feels so great to be on the upper channels now and not on the old Facebook and the old YouTube stuff. You know what I mean? It feels so good to be home, back on TV where I belong. Got some great guests for you tonight. We've got Amanda and Irene. We're going to bring them in. They're actually overseas in Japan. So let's bring Amanda in and Miss Irene. How are you doing, ladies?
We're doing good. We're happy to be here.
Oh, man, it's great to have somebody way over to come way so far to Vegas, man. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Like it always is here in Vegas. Ah, man, I'm telling you, good ladies, great to have you on here. You know something? I usually start off with a little quiz and stuff, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to change it up. Amanda, tell me about you, whereabouts you are in Japan, close. You don't have to tell me exactly where you're at, but, you know, how you got there, what you're doing over there. Come on now, share that with us.
Yeah, so I'm in Nagasaki, Japan, which is Nagasaki has what, 7 prefectures, Irene?
Mm-hmm.
7? Which is basically states. What their version of states here in Japan. So I'm on the bottom of the island in Nagasaki. It's more country, it's more rural, more elderly here compared to Irene out there in Tokyo. So she's the complete opposite of me in one of the biggest cities in the world. But I came here because my husband is in the Navy. So we have literally the Navy right on the other side of my window. I can look out and see the bay out there with the ships and everything. So sometimes you'll occasionally hear like a ship on our podcast.
What do you
Nothing
hear
you
that?
can really do. 'Cause like I said, yeah, you hear that. I get so used to it by now.
I guess you would. I mean, you know, I lived on not a naval base, but an army base with my sister for a while, and every morning,
That's 8 a.m.
like,
That's how I know it's 8 a.m. is when I hear that. You also
Yeah,
hear that.
it's like,
Here you-
all right, I got to get up.
Here you also hear that at sunset. Some other bases do that at 5 p.m.
They play tabs. Don't they play tabs? Da 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 da. Don't they play that?
Yes.
At 5?
So that's how we also know that's exactly when sunset is here, as they start what they call it colors. You start hearing that, and I hate being on base when that happens because you have to freeze and stand still and you can't move.
Yeah, I always made sure I was in the house at that time. And my
Yeah,
sister, they all stopped. I go, they would
there's a
stop. I go,
5-minute
what are you
warning.
stopping for? What are you
You'll
stopping
hear the
for? You're in the house. Nobody can see you.
5-minute warning. Everyone's running inside because they don't want to stand still.
Well, but my sister and them, they would stop. I'm like, y'all look like statues. Well, she said they keep in the habit. So when you hear that, when you're outside, me, I avoid
Yeah.
those full time hours.
You just get used to it.
I hear that. I'm like, I ain't getting out of bed for nobody. Catch me on the second round, Catch me in the second round. Are you blowing the horn there? Irene. Tell me a little about you, darling. Come on. Look at that.
I'm shy. No,
You're shy. Don't be
She is
shy.
not shy.
I'm not shy.
Irene, I watched I watched a couple of your shows now, and you're not shy. But you know something? I'm gonna make you blush tonight, Irene. Because you know something? You got those nice big cheekbones running there. Look at her. Absolutely off the top of the charts. I love that. I love the cheekbones. Amanda's got some cheekbones working, but you got those really nice laughter ones, fills my heart over here. So Irene, tell us a little about yourself there. What are you doing over there? Were you born and raised there? Are you
No, I'm a Canadian by birth. I got married. Like old school Japanese, you have to be married by the age of 25. So my mom picked my husband. She said, "You married that guy." I said, "Okay."
Her family was from Tokyo, though, because she has a
Yeah.
shrine that
Yeah.
her ancestors built somewhere around there.
Yeah. And
Well,
I make jewelry.
do you? What are you making there?
That's lapis lazuli and obsidian.
Okay, so how does the Rock get some of that fine jewelry that you got over those obsidians? Do I gotta put in a special order or find the fortune
you
cookie
could
that says, "Hey,
message me.
Irene's gonna send this to you"? Come on, I collect
Message
stuff
me.
from all over the world.
Message me.
I will
And
message you.
I usually charge about 30. So that's
30.
not bad.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 15, no more. We're gonna 25 here. Right here, 15. Come on now.
15 will get you a bracelet.
15. Holy lordy.
I mean, I bargain hard,
I guess you do. Damn, girl.
She actually goes to jewelry and rock shows to buy those.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
we
go
got
to big
Tennessee,
jewelry shows.
Kentucky Big. We got Tennessee,
No,
Kentucky Bigfoot in the
I've got a
room.
big jewelry show coming up in October. So guess where my money's going?
Irene, maybe you and I got to do some business. We're going to talk after the show. See, we're going to talk because I'm into sales pitches. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You and I will talk some business. Hey, we got Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot in the room, ladies. He is from Tennessee. Say hello to the guy, Mr. Tennessee, out there. I'm sure he's never talked to anybody from Japan before. I'm like excited to have you guys on here. Even though I know you're Americans and Canadians, that's fine. Like they say in Canada.
No, I took about
US.
I bought a one-way ticket to Japan, and I haven't been back for a long time now. So I live in Japan.
She's like, yeah, I go to Japan. I'm not going back. And I told her, I don't blame her because we don't ever want to go back to the States either. Especially the way the United States is right now. No.
Nope.
Really, it's not that bad. We got a lot of illegals coming over the border, but Mr. Trump will take care of that and weed it out for us. But you know something? I love Japanese food. Japanese food to me is like, it's the best. I get Korean food, but Japanese food just has such a better taste.
Yeah.
We have all agreed here that when you come here to Japan, you don't eat like a normal person because the food is so good. You end up ordering yourself 2 meals at least. you eat as much for like 2-3 people every time you but you can't help it.
Yeah. Or
Let
I
me
used
tell
to
you. Let me
make
give
it.
you a little hint.
I don't go out a lot. I make it. So I cook
See,
a lot.
Irene, you and I will be getting fat together. Because I'm telling
I've
you what.
gained weight. Everyone gains weight when they
Oh.
come here. Even like the healthy people, because they're like, once you try the food, you can't help but keep ordering. You can't help but eat for like 2-3 people. You can't.
Or you get
When I order,
Eats.
I go to the buffets and I go where they got
Mhm.
the crab legs and the mussels and
Mhm.
and the shrimp and stuff. And I'm a big guy in the fried rice. I put everything on top of fried rice. The white rice with the vegetables in it. And
Mhm.
I'm not kidding you. I'm paying $22. I'm having to be rolled out of the restaurant. You know what I'm saying?
You pay
Lady
that
goes,
much. You're gonna try and get your money's worth.
well, lady says, "Sir, is there something wrong with your drink?" I said, "No, shut up. I got to get more food. I don't want to drink." I don't think that I love the taste. Oh, my Lord. I love good Japanese food. So, Irene, if I come over to Japan, we're going to do a little Japanese cooking there, little.
Yeah.
Yeah? What
Yeah.
would you put on the menu if I was coming over to have dinner with you?
Oh, pork cutlets, soup, vegetables, Japanese herbal vegetables, all kinds of stuff like that I'd make. Or I'd make some nice big pot of Japanese curry. Stuff like that I'd make.
You're talking to my heart. You're talking to my heart. Yeah,
Or
yeah.
I'd make I'd get a whole chicken, I'd make roast chicken, or I'd get another whole chicken and I'd hack it up and I'd make fried chicken.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Now, see, I don't know of anything I don't like in the Japanese food. Like I said,
I make Japanese fried chicken too.
do you really?
Mm-hmm.
What do you put over the top of that chicken?
Salt, pepper, seasoning, Japanese seasoning, soy sauce, mm, potato starch to
Oh,
make it crunchy, and a little bit of flour, and then I deep fry it. And then I have vegetables to go with it or something. And I make sometimes a potato salad, Japanese potato salad, right?
okay. Now, what's the difference in Japanese potato salad and American potato salad?
Japanese mayonnaise.
Oh, is there a difference? I didn't know there's a difference in mayonnaise. And then, by the word,
More eggs.
That's the word of the day, mayonnaise.
More
I have a word of
eggs.
the word of the day. Today's word is mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. A
Yep.
lot of people out there watching us.
More eggs in it.
Da,
It's
da, da, da.
thicker. It's richer. And it's creamier.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is about Japanese whipped cream, but it's so addicting. It tastes so much better than the American one.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a long time ago when you used to buy cream, it's so rich and thick that you could pick it up with your fingers. That's how Japanese cream is here. And it's rich, it's thick, and our milk is sweeter too. So
Yeah.
we have different percentage of how rich you want your milk. You can have from 6.2 to 4.8 to 3.5, which is the weakest. And yeah,
Yeah,
our
we have
milk
that
is a lot
1%
thicker.
milk and 1% 2% milk. Then you
Mhm.
get up to what wants to be vitamin D, which it ain't because it's got so much crap in it. But
Yeah.
I like to make my own home whipped cream, and I make it
Yeah.
for my pies and stuff like that. Yeah. I look like Buddha over there. I'd be so fat. I
Not
couldn't
really,
even wear.
because you got to walk. Here we walk a lot, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you still eat so much that you gain weight, Irene. Trust me. Because I've
I'll
gained
take
weight, even though I started walking more. You still gain weight
Mhm.
because all the good food.
Mm-hmm.
See, I like Japanese seafood. I think
Yeah.
they cook seafood better than anybody else. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I
that's
can
the one
see.
thing we're gonna miss here, especially the conveyor belt sushi restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
because sushi here, no matter where you go, is literally caught that morning right before you order it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we're gonna miss too, compared to in the States, where who knows how old it is.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
sushi here. I mean, you're taking a. It could have been from last week. You don't know. Yeah, sushi here. When I was in when I was wrestling, I went to I think it was Chinatown in New York City, and I'm gonna tell you what. Now they had some food there that I could not. I'm like, I gotta wrestle tomorrow. There's no way I'm gonna. I'm gonna. I'm looking like the second size Buddha out there because I could not. I was so full, and I took food home with me on top of that to the hotel room. You know. Oh, hey, we got Robert White in the room, by the way. Everybody should give a little shout out to the Robert White there. Glad you're on the show tonight, watching us live from Japan in downtown Las Vegas. Yeah, where the heat in Japan is so hot, you sweat just thinking about it. Well, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. Here in Vegas, it's just damn
concrete. You go fry an egg on the concrete. Let's put it that way.
Well,
that's also what I'm gonna miss. Is Japanese eggs. The Japanese eggs here have their own little process, so you can eat it raw because salmonella is not a thing here. Like they have to every day. They have to test their chickens for any bacteria, any viruses, and then they still, just in case, they send their eggs through like a red light process, the UV light. So this way it still kills any bacteria it may have. So that's why you can eat raw eggs here. So anytime you see them eating raw eggs, it's more likely here in Japan, where they don't have salmonella. They take care of that.
Yeah.
Hey, Irene. Chad Candy says Irene can roll sushi like a pothead can roll a joint.
I can.
Now, do you know this guy, Chad Candy? How does he know?
Yes, I do.
How does he know
He's
you
a friend
roll?
Of mine.
Okay, because I'm gonna say, how does he know how you roll a joint? Are you keeping a secret on us, Irene?
Because I have
Irene parties more than she lets people know.
I don't.
She makes her own moonshine.
I do.
Irene, do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Irene, are you married?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You know, I was gonna say you could be my next ex-wife. I've been married 5 times.
Like, I'm not gonna sign a prenup so I can get what I can get.
Yeah, I've been married 5 times because I like wedding cake. So hey, speaking about pot, now here in Las Vegas in the United States, you can get marijuana now off of every corner that's legalized. Do you guys have that over there?
It's illegal.
Oh wow! And you're giving away your secret with your sushi and pot rolling? Ooh, okay, I'm glad they ain't watching your show over there in Japan. Irene's letting the cat out of the bag. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
That's right. You're keeping that cat in that bag. Oh man, I gotta come party with you, Irene. The Rock's got to come over and do a little, schloozing the streets and eating some good food. And oh yeah, Irene, I think I got the munchkins. Oh, you mean the munchies? Yeah, let's get it done. Oh yeah.
You need to go to Tokyo on Halloween. Because Halloween just recently, and a lot of people don't realize this, Halloween just recently made it over here to Japan. The only part of Halloween that made it to Japan is because Japanese people love to dress up, they also love to drink. So the only thing they took from Japan, from Halloween, is dressing up and partying in the street.
Well, hey, Amanda, that's every day in Vegas. Every day is Halloween here in Vegas. So when people say, party and dressing up, that's 24/7 here. I mean, it's you can see people dressed like SpongeBob, Darth Vader, on any streets here in Vegas. So every day is Halloween here.
Yeah, that's one thing I do miss. And I was telling him backstage, I was like, man, I miss Vegas just because you can drink 24 hours. And I was one of those people who'd be drinking in the middle of the night because I could. After 2 a.m., I'm like, yeah, I feel like I feel obligated to drink because you can't anywhere else in the United States. So I'm like, I'm going to keep drinking.
Now, let me ask you a question. Is sake over there, is that an alcohol? Because I hear, because over here they say you get sake, and I'm like, man, it's more like tea. But you guys got the real sake. So when you
we got the real sake made here. Some of the shrines here even make their own sake.
Let me shoot.
It's a rice wine, or a rice alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my moonshine.
That is Sakura.
It's comes from the cherry blossom tree. The fruit comes from the cherry blossom tree, and I stick it in 35% proof alcohol, and it stays there for about a half a year.
Irene, the Italians do that here. They use the big cherries.
Mm-hmm.
They swell up about the size of golf balls,
Mm-hmm.
and they put it in wine or they put it in vodka or whatever they put it in. And you eat one of those. I made 2 of those. I don't remember where I ended up.
Oh, you could drink this. Yeah, you don't remember. You won't feel any pain by the second glass.
Well, do you eat the fruit and does
Yeah.
that give you a bigger buzz?
Yeah.
Irene, you got to come to the U.S. We got a party here in Vegas, you and I. we got to knock this out of the box, okay? Tell your husband you can bring him along, but say, look, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to party with The Rock. Rock and Randy's going to take us, and we're going to bring down the house. Maybe we'll get Amanda. She can get a ship Ahoy out of there. Maybe she gets. We have a naval base here in the middle of the desert. You know that, right?
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no water, but we've got one. We've got a naval base. It's right here in the middle of the desert. It's crazy what we have in Vegas. There's nothing in Vegas you can't do. If you can imagine it, it's either been done or you can do it. It's just it's nuts. Irene, you ever been to Vegas?
No, I've been to LA, Montana, Hawaii several times. Where else? I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, we'll say here in Vegas, we're sorry.
You
love
won't be
Vegas.
sober at all in Vegas. If you're sober at all in Vegas, you're not doing Vegas right.
That's right. Irene, you come here. I'll tell you what. You cook and I'll get you drunk. I'll even get you high.
Yeah, same thing with what Chad has also said. You can't leave Vegas with money either. If you still have money or sober at any point in Vegas, you did not do Vegas right.
Okay.
Well, something that's not true. That's only for our visitors. People who live here, we don't go to the casinos. If we do, it's we know the ones that pay off, the ones off of the strip. So I've gambled once or twice. I'll say more than that, but I've gambled a few times here, and I made some good money. You make more money at the 7-Eleven pulling the slot machine than you do the casinos here.
I've heard that.
I could tell you which one you win, which place you'll win, which seat, which server you'll win. I can tell you which booth you'll win. I can tell you if it's good or bad.
See, we need to go gambling with Irene if she can be like, this is a good machine.
Irene, if you walk by a machine that's going to pay off and Granny Moses is sitting there, I will take her out of her seat and we will sit and play. Okay? I will throw the old broad right out of the chair. Now, see, I'm a big blackjack
lottery
guy.
tickets too,
Whoa. What are you telling me? Irene, you and I are going to be, we're going to be on the phone later because I don't want to hit the lottery here. We don't have lottery tickets in Vegas, so I got to go to Arizona.
You can be FaceTiming her and be like, tell me which machine.
Yeah.
Can you feel over the phone? I take my phone to the casino. Can you say stop? That's when or the blackjack. I'm a blackjack and dice guy. That's what I win all my money on. But hey, if you can do the slot machines, look, I'm looking at a 50-50 split. We can work this out. We can work this out.
It depends on the person who's dealing out the cards. It depends on the placement of the table. It depends on everything, and it depends on what Twinkie means. Depends on what feelings I get. If it's no good, then I won't bother. If it's good, then I'll tell you it's good.
Okay, well, here's the deal then. You cook and be my lucky little rabbit's foot. You and I are going to the casino. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to own Vegas, baby. That's what we're going to do. It'll be the Rock and Irene show. After a while, we'll buy our own channels and do our own thing. Okay. So we've talked enough about Vegas and Japan. Ladies, I got to ask you, what is, Amanda, you're into the paranormal over there, correct?
Yes. The first thing I did when I got to Japan,
the
first thing I did when I got to Japan, I was like, I'm going to look into paranormal community. I'm going to be a major part of the paranormal community in Japan. I'm going to book all these places in Japan to do the private investigations. And I'm going to go back to America and I'm going to brag about all the investigations I did. paranormal connections in Japan I made, and turns out there is no community. There is no place to investigate. The paranormal community was just Irene in Japan, in Tokyo. Now, and
Hmm.
she's like, "Yep, there's no teams. There's nothing here. It's just me."
You're talking to Irene's back there just laughing because she's
Because
saying, "Oh, well,
she
there
knew
was
I
this
was
girl
disappointed
too."
because I'm like, I can't find any teams. Because there's not any.
It's just me.
Just
Well,
me.
That's like putting on a condom and cutting the tip off it. It doesn't do a damn
yeah,
bit of good over there, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
So let
who
me
will
let me
admit? Who will admit there's paranormal? Who will admit there's paranormal? Who will come out and say there is paranormal? I'm the only one here who will do that.
That lives here, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Let me ask this other question here because the Inquisitive fans are asking. What made you? Were you in the paranormal in the States before you went to Japan, or you just went to Japan
Yeah, I
saying,
was into the paranormal into the States. Because I grew up with kind of medium clairvoyant skills. I'm still working on them. I was better at them, but I had to, at the time, kind of like hide them, put them deep down inside because I grew up as a Baptist minister's daughter. And unfortunately, when you grow up in the church, if you have clairvoyant gifts,
Hmm.
they're more afraid of them because they assume you're either doing witchcraft to be able to see anything, or you're possessed by a demon, or you have demon attachments. And I'm like, I'm not doing witchcraft.
Hmm.
I don't have any, I'm not possessed. I don't have any attachments, but it's one of those things where they just won't listen to you.
Hmm.
Because that's the only logical explanation to them for you having a gift. And
Hmm.
they'll even say, well, you're getting your information from the devil himself if you're able to see them or talk to them or hear them.
"Hey, Amanda, hold that thought. We're going to be right back. I have to take a commercial to pay the bills because this is one of my new large sponsors. We'll be right back, ladies. Hang on right there. Irene, don't you
Okay.
go nowhere. Irene, you stay right there."
Irene, run for it.
Hey, Comics on Coffee is a great coffee. Every bag is a limited edition. They got all the superheroes, the Batman, the Superman, the Wonder Woman's, all flavored coffees. They've come out now with Lords of the Ring. So if you want to get some coffee, check out Comics on Coffee. Use promo code, all in large letters, RANDS 17. You'll get your, I believe it's a 15% discount if you use that right away. Shipping, you order that day, they ship it out. Usually have it within 2 to 3 days. Great coffee. I've been drinking it myself. And I like the Superman. And I like the Blue Beetle because it's that blueberry taste. Oh, I think the Joker's got something wrapped up, but they got a lot of great flavors. Check them out. Comics on Coffee. Irene, I see you made it back. So I'm happy with that. You didn't leave me. Because I want to see those cheeks a little bit more because you and I are going to talk about some dope smoking there in a minute. But anyways, Amanda,
Yeah.
so you were born, you were raised as a your father was a preacher. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, he was a Baptist minister.
All right. So the Baptists think they're the only ones going to heaven. They got I got a joke for that, but we
Yeah.
won't go into that. But yeah, I'm an evangelist. I don't talk like an evangelist because I'm me. I can't be two-faced in the world of life because I like to kid up and cut up and do things. But being a I'll call it a preacher's daughter,
Mhm.
did your dad say like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have these special powers? Did they think like
Oh,
they had
I
to be
grew up
professional?
in a very strict environment too. I was very sheltered. So it's one of those things where being sheltered, it does not do you any good once you start actually living in the real world, because everyone can see it.
Mhm.
And everyone, you start making friends. They're like, yeah, you're kind of a walking target. People can see that a mile away. That you're just when you grow up sheltered, it's just you end up trusting everyone. And it's like don't trust everyone.
So now do you so what are your I'm gonna use this like this. What are your special powers? Like I am a dream walker at night. I see disasters at night. So they call me a dream walker. I also see I see the bad stuff more than good stuff.
Mhm.
Um, like my wife goes to the store or she's gone somewhere and I don't know where she's at. I just like tune into her and I know it's like I'm looking through her eyes. I have
Mhm.
that little that's my superpower. People call me an Orion, so I see the future a lot of stuff. What is your ability? What do you have?
So when it first started out as I was one of those people who could hear them talking,
Hmm.
and then it developed to I could start seeing them. I guess I could see them when I was told. I used to be able to see them all the time as a child. Now it's one of those I can still always feel their presence and where they are, their emotions. Like even I don't even have to be in the same room as you or even the same country as you to even I can also feel like an empath. I can feel your energy, your emotions, and the emotions and energy of people around you, including
Uh-huh.
spirits. But yeah, I'm starting to see them more again. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who, if you die tragically or in an accident, that's the first form I see you was how you died. So if you got head injury, unfortunately, that's how I first see you.
Mhm.
If you I seen a soldier who died in battle, I saw his wounds at first, so that's I see them how they died first if you died in some kind of accident before I can actually see the form you want to take. And that's how I know how you died. I mean, I also saw one victim. I was driving down the road one time. I had to slam on my brakes. Luckily, no one was behind me because I saw the victim of someone that was in a car accident who got like smashed. So I just saw like this smashed up body on the side of the road. It took me a second to look because it's clear as day. When I looked at it, I'm like, okay, he's not physically there. So
Wow.
yeah,
So you see the way people die.
yeah.
Don't ever come to my funeral because I'll probably be dead masturbating. So you wouldn't want to see that.
Really, how much
I mean, that's right. It's probably what's going to happen. Irene's back there chuckling and smiling.
because she's a
Irene,
clairvoyant. Her skills is more. She's been using it longer, so hers is more prominent than mine. Where she's always talking to spirits, they're always visiting her.
Mhm.
She'll be like, "I'm in the bathtub," and they come and want to talk to me. I'm like, "Of course, absolutely."
Yeah.
Talk to
well,
you.
if I was a ghost and I saw you in a bathtub, I'm stopping by for a visit, Irene.
I'm
You
like, "All
know?
right, this is the time I want to talk to you."
She's telling me no visits in the bathtub. I told you how I was going to die, probably. So Irene, I got a man up there. She's laughing too. Irene, what? Tell me, Irene. I love your smile, hon. It's tickling me to death because you're just all over it. Tell me, what's your special gifts that you have? Versus what Manda has.
Basically, I can tune in on her energy. I can tune in on what she sees. I can tune in on what she feels. I ask to project a lot. Um, I always have out of body experiences. Um, I can see if an ambulance goes by, I can see, okay, this person's gonna live. Oh, that person's not gonna live. That person has a heart attack. This person's gonna die. That person's dangerously. Yeah, I could do that, and sometimes I don't like going outside because I hate
Irene,
going out.
Irene, get close to the screen.
Okay.
Get close to the camera. How am I going to
Yeah.
die? Don't tell me what I told you earlier now. Tell me something different.
Now you're gonna live for a little while.
So I won't be caught in the masturbation zone.
She's like, I didn't say that. I just said you're not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Oh, come on, Irene. I'm having fun with you, babe. You know that. I love to see you smile. Look at that smile. Amanda's up there. She's chuckling too. So what else can you see? So you know how people are going to die.
Mhm.
I definitely don't want you seeing my ambulance when it goes by. But what else can you do? Is there anything special besides that?
I talk to dead people.
Talk to
She's a
dead
sixth
people.
sense person.
Yeah,
Wow.
I talk to a lot of dead people.
And those are do you talk to the ones that come to the bathroom?
No, I have sessions
She tells
right
them to
here.
take a
right sitting-
number.
I have sessions right here in my room. So, the darker ones are over here. The ones who've crossed over are over here. The ones who haven't crossed over there. And yeah, my relatives are over here. See?
That'll work. That works.
Yeah, and I have sessions with people who lost their loved ones who want to talk to them. So we do FaceTime, and I bring them out. I call their dead relatives out, and they come out and we talk. That's what I
Really?
do. Yeah.
Now, can you do that over the computer? So if we're in the green room, I got a couple dead people I would like to talk to and ask a
Okay.
few questions. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, don't leave. Don't leave after this show's over. Oh, hell no. You and I, Irene, Irene, I think I'm in love with you.
Oh gosh, darn.
You cook. You know,
Yeah.
I know. I heard the last show I saw with Sean on there, how you keep your house so clean. And now that I know you like to drink and party, and you and I
So
can
you
make
have
some
to.
money.
You have to keep your house clean in Japan because there's always superstitions that if you don't,
Yeah.
one of many cryptids is going to come into your house and get you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta ask now, what is the cryptic if you don't keep your house clean? Because maybe I can start that fad here in my house. I can tell my wife that, and hey, this cryptid's coming in the house because you didn't get the house clean. You know?
No, you rather not have one because they're real SOB to get out of
Really?
your house. Yeah, it's
Well,
really
see,
hard. Once you invite them, you can't get rid of them.
Well, see, I have a white witch on my side. Tracy Jones, my paranormal white witch. She gets rid of all the spooks and the ghosts. She can tell you how to do it. She does her show. Matter of fact, I produce her show. Awesome lady. I had a friend of mine who had some ghosts in their house or spirits, you want to call them, and she told them how to vamp them out. But she doesn't cast spells and stuff like that. She's a good Christian young lady. She's got that flaming red hair, you know, and she's about 5'2". And then I got Sean. You guys know Sean, so you know I've got that pretty much whacked. But
Yokai is a little bit different. They're a little bit more stubborn. They don't listen to you. They'll throw vengeance on you. You have to know what you're doing to get rid of them because
Basically, an ex-wife.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Would you say, Amanda, it's like an ex-wife?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, explain that one to me. You can't get rid of the ex-wife. That's what it is.
Can't get rid of the ex-wife. Comes in your house, wreaks havoc, won't leave if you try to make it leave.
I got some family members that are like that, and they're not even ex-wives. I'm come to see you for 2 days. They stay 6 months. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So now, you know, I know a little about you guys. Tell me about Amanda. You said you went over there, and there's no cryptic groups. There's no cryptic teams. So how do you go about doing your cryptic stuff? Or, you know, what do you do? Just go out on the streets, or you do it from home, or someone calls you go to their house and help them? I mean,
it's not so. It's different here, where they're not. Even if they feel like their house is haunted here in Japan, unfortunately, they're not going to admit to it. It's not that you admit here because everyone's going to think you're crazy, so you really can't. I mean, we don't have any demonologists here. That's not a thing here. And Irene can tell you, if you feel like your house needs a blessing, no one's showing up to help you. You're on your own. So that's why a lot of people just move. That's how they handle it. Is if they feel like it's haunted, they'll move. They'll just move.
Well, see here in the United States, I have a problem. Hey, Sean's in the room. She's in the chat room. I have a problem here in the United States because people actually have people come on TV and they brag about the ghosts they got in their house. It's like they want their 10 minutes of fame.
They don't
There's
do
no-
that here.
If
No.
I had a demon or a ghost in my house, I want it out. You know, I don't want it sticking around. But here, come on, Mike. You know, let me get on your TV show. I got 16 ghosts and 4 demons and all this other shit running through my house, and it's such a big deal for these people. I said, well, you know, if I was going to call somebody to come and say, what's this demon or this spirit or family member that won't get out, get rid of it. I don't want it in my house. But here they make it like a prize. They don't do that over there then, right? They don't talk about it. They just move.
Yeah.
There's Japanese pilots that can't admit if they feel like they saw a UFO because you're no longer going to be a pilot. You're going to be doing desk work, and if you don't like it, you're just going to get fired.
Quit.
Yep, you
Well,
got
it's
to
the
quit.
same way here. It's the same way here. They try to keep the pilots see UFOs. They tell them to keep it hush hush so it leaks out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we've talked to several people in the States too who are into the paranormal, and they said their HR says that if you know, as long as you don't post where you work or you're wearing your work T-shirt, or as long as you don't have anything with your work logo in the background, they can't do anything. We're here, even if it's mentioned, you feel like your house is haunted, or if it's mentioned you're into the paranormal, they'll just fire you.
Really?
That's why a lot of people don't mention. That's why a lot of people will just like, I don't say I'm into the paranormal, just because you're going to lose your job. You're probably not going to be hired somewhere else once you have that reputation of, oh, this person Randy, he's into ghost hunting. Yeah, you're not going to find it. No one's going to want to work with you.
No.
Here in the United States, you can talk about the paranormal and you can talk about UFOs. You start talking about God and they fire you. So, you know, it's a little mixed up here. You start talking about Jesus or God. You can't be talking about that here at the job. Well, did you see this Bigfoot or this alien last night? Blah, blah. That you can talk about. See the difference in cultures? I mean, it's the United States. Maybe they should be more hush-hush on the stuff they do see, but here everybody, you know, I belong to Skinwalker Ranch. I'm a card-holding member. I watch their screens. I write in when I see a UFO pop in and go through a porthole, or I see a Bigfoot or something, a ghost shuts a door and turns a handle, and you know that I report that stuff, and it's kind of cool, you know. But over there, I can't, you know. Why is it such a secret? That's what I don't understand. Irene, why is it a secret?
Because it's an old country. You have a lot of bad things that happened, and nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to hear about it.
It's not just
like,
that. So I've actually asked someone else that same question, who lives in Japan. He wrote a book about some of the Japanese urban legends, and I said, why do you think that people in Japan are not into the paranormal or could be open about being in the paranormal? And he said the reason is it's because Japanese are more superstitious than even religious. So it's more, they're so superstitious when it comes to anything with the spirits at all.
That's true.
They're afraid of making anything mad because there's no one. If you make it mad, there's no one knows here how to handle that anymore. They just don't. No. There's so many shrines actually built here in Japan to appease what they think might be an angry spirit. That's the only thing they know how to do is we'll just make this thing a shrine and we'll call it a day. We'll hope that works.
Sean says demons are rare.
Joshua
Joshua Dixon says you keep it out of the workplace shouldn't matter. It's terrible though that way there in Japan. And,
but that's unfortunately how it is, and that's why no one will admit to being into it. That's why if you do see anything in Japan, more likely that people have their face covered, or they're behind a camera, or their face is blurred, because they can't let their identity be known.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know if this was in Japan or China, but I was just watching this on one of these specials where the penis, they have an actual parade. Is that Japan?
That's here in Japan.
That's in Japan.
Okay, so you can walk around with a 12-foot penis or, you know, on a thing, and everybody's walking up and rubbing and stroking it for luck. But you guys can't talk about demons and Bigfoot and stuff like that. What's up with that?
Because we have a low birth rate here, so it's almost like 0% birth rate for having children, and so they want to keep women fertile. That's what they do. That so they appease the penis god.
So you can actually
There's
go around and
actually
say,
more. Japan has more elderly people than they do younger
Yeah.
generation, unfortunately.
well, didn't Japan make it at one time? I don't know if it's still a law that they can only have 1 or 2 children, and
No.
that was it.
No,
I think that was Japan or China.
that's China.
That's China.
Mm.
Because I know I watch, like I said, I watch all cultures all the time and stuff. And my wife and I are watching. I go, is that's not a telephone pole they're holding? It's got a head on it. That's a penis. And they're walking through and they're having a big parade and a party. And I'm thinking, damn, here in Vegas, they have the gay and lesbian and the transgender parade, but I never see no penises walking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
In
Well, I see
certain
that
parts
in
of the
Japan.
mountain, in certain
Uh-huh.
parts of the mountain, they have a big, huge penis god. So
They have a what?
He said we have a penis god somewhere in the mountains.
yeah,
Okay, what's the penis guy do? Make it bigger, make it smaller, make you fertile, you slap it. I mean, what do you do with this thing, Irene? Come on.
women
You're the
sit
older
on
of the
it.
two, and you've been in
Women
Japan a whole
sit
lot
on it.
longer than Amanda because she's an American girl. And so let's talk about the penis. Come on.
Women sit on it, right? To be
Women
fertile.
sit on it. That's all you know.
Yeah,
Well, they do the same thing here. They sit on it.
and it's supposed to keep you fertile. It's supposed to so you can have lots of children.
Well, I
God.
had a company in Florida. They had I think it was a Buddha type of thing, but if you rubbed it, you would get fertile. And every woman that was walking by in that office, I wonder if that works, and they would touch it. Within 2 months, they were pregnant. And it's called the Fertile God. So is that the same one y'all got in Japan? Is that the deal?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
So there's
Yeah.
so what's the penis? Has anybody seen what the penis got? Where the hell is this show going down a rabbit hole? Well,
I don't know.
so no, I'm
You
interested.
asked.
What
I
does
told
the
you.
penis god? What does the penis god or goddess look like? Anybody
It's
know?
just
Is there a
a
statue of it,
huge-
or is it just a big penis?
It's just a big penis. It's a big dick. That's what it is. And they got pictures of a long time ago where they had drawings of yeah. Well, okay, you know what I mean. Yeah. It's very
Well,
explicit.
come on, don't be shy. We're friends here. We're going to talk about dicks, penis, whatever you want to call it. Hell, we even got
Even
to the
Sean
Bigfoot
is like,
alien.
what did I just tune into?
This is a porno section of Rock and Randy's show here. Channel 12 is going to love this stuff. I'm telling you. So tell me.
They got drawings of women and men going at it together.
Gonna have what?
Drawings of men and women having sex. Okay, that's what they do. And they have that. Yep. My kids even looked at it. They said, "Ha ha ha," and they go, "Yep."
Okay, now I got to ask this question because we got a question. Now, this is coming from Germany. They said, why in all the Japanese movies you see the woman fully naked, but the man's penis is always blurred out? Is it because they're little, not big enough? The penis guy didn't slap him on the head? What's the deal there? I'm only asking the questions because that's my job.
You can't show certain parts of the body.
But they do the females.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also in America. Well, they'll show the females, but never the males.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I watch porn once in a while when my wife doesn't catch me, and and I like Japanese women. I think Japanese women are beautiful, but you see this beautiful girl, and then you see, Mr. Fuji or whatever the hell his name is in the movie, and they got his shit all blurred out, so you can't see it. Is he like shy, or that's just a law they have over there?
It's just you can't show that part of the body in the male. You're not allowed to show it.
And if they do, the penis god will take it away?
No, it'll get taken down or something like that, or something.
So he'll be limp dick then, right? That's what we're talking about. Okay. Well, moving right along from penises, let's get into something else. So, do you want to, Irene? Do you still want to talk about penises and dicks or whatever you want to call it? Is that what you want to talk about?
She's still thinking about it. Look at her. You can tell.
Your husband. You're going to get off this show and you're going to walk in the room and tell your husband, da 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 da. He's got me all revved up. Rock and Randy got me revved up. Let's practice.
He's got to go to work.
Our podcast after that.
He's got to go to work pretty soon, so nope.
Well, you can talk to the penis guy and have him send you one of those special toys. The penis toy.
Nope.
I knew a lady. She had one of them vibrators. It actually had 5 gears and a kickstart. Amanda's frozen, or she just didn't think that was funny. She was straight faced the whole joke. She didn't smile, laugh. She's like, "Here's what you." I was thinking maybe she froze and she didn't hear me. I could repeat the joke if you'd like.
Go ahead and repeat the joke.
I said I knew a woman. She had one of those dildos that was so large she had handlebars, 5 gears, and a kickstart. Irene still laughing.
Was a dragon something that's supposed to make the world's largest dildo?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, Irene knows. She's like, yep, that's dragon. That's all I'm going to say.
What is the largest dildo, Irene? Go ahead and spill it out of here on my show. Like I said, we talk about everything and anything.
Not going there.
We've already been there, Irene. It's too late. We can't go back. The penis is out of the condom. Let it go. Come on, Irene.
No, I'm Catholic, okay? So nope, I'm not going there.
Well, I used to be Catholic until I found out what it was like to be a Christian. I ain't looked back either. So come on.
Yeah,
What's the biggest?
Irene was raised Catholic, but now she mostly practiced Shinto.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the world's largest? Tell me.
I don't know.
Well, you know the
with that.
You know the walrus. The walrus is the second male in the world with the largest penis. Do you know what the first is?
The elephant.
No, I can't tell you my name right now, but yeah.
I knew that you were going. I was waiting for it. I was like, he's gonna say it.
It's me. Okay, the walrus comes in second. But anyways, let's get off my penis and talk about something else. All right.
Okay.
Listen. Okay. Now I heard you guys on a show one night when you were talking to Sean, who's a great friend of mine. He's in the room. I love Sean. He's like a brother. You guys were talking about. You guys got like this midget Bigfoot. It's only like 5 foot tall.
Yeah, our Bigfoot's only 5 foot tall. And someone else who does Bigfoot research in America says that sounds like an adolescent. And I'm like, we don't know because anyone who's ever seen it said he's only 5 foot tall. So I'm like, why don't you come out here with some of your friends and tell us if it is a adolescent or that's just how tall they get in Japan? Because I mean, that's pretty average height for a male in Japan. I mean, I'm only like 5'3", and I'm taller than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a picture of our Bigfoot that was done back in the early 70s. That's a female.
Mm-hmm.
She's got breasts, the whole bit. Now, that was the very first movie documentation they did on Bigfoot, and it happened to be a female. And they're 8 to 10 foot tall.
Yeah, that's why someone said that sounds like an adolescent. I'm like, well, maybe ours is just 5 foot tall. No one here is willing to. We have thousands of cryptids, but we don't have anyone willing to go out and research any of them. I'm like, Come on, if you're a Bigfoot researcher, come to Japan. Absolutely no one is going to be competing with you or getting in your way. Any information you find out about any cryptid is going to be new and groundbreaking. So if you want to make it big and be like, I'm the one person who discovered this, come to Japan.
Yep.
Well, you know how we might get him out there to do that? You know how you might get him out? Talk about
The
the
penis
Bigfoot's
festival.
penis. The penis, you're right. See, Amanda caught on real quick. How big is Bigfoot's? We don't know that here in America either. So come on. It might be something that, they multiplying or something. Hell, I don't know. But anyways, now, do you guys have a dog man over there?
We have a couple of different, we do have a couple of different ones where we have one that's more werewolf looking, and then there's one that's obviously more kind of like the beast looking.
Kind of like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a picture that the NCI team took of a dog man that was in the woods following them. The circle, and they just blew it up so you can see it better. And then I will show you another picture. If you can see it, you see the circle? That's a dog man standing up, if you can see it. Okay, he's actually standing down in a ravine. That's about 8 to 9 foot tall. So I've got to ask, is the dog man in Japan built like a poodle? In other words, is it small?
I don't know.
Hello, is this thing on? Somebody out there answer me.
Well, I was
Hello.
gonna say, I'm like, I don't even know if we. Unfortunately, like I said, I mean, we have so many cryptids, but unfortunately, with no one researching them, sometimes it might just be like a small paragraph on information they know about him, or it might even be for some of them. It might be this is what it looks like. Here's where it was usually seen, and that's all we know because we see a cryptid, and they're like, we're just gonna walk the other way and hope it doesn't follow us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna never go back to that area.
Now, the NCI team, which I'm on that team with them, and I love these guys because their TV shows coming out on Channel 12 TV network. Now, most of the shows here in America, because of ratings, you only see the heat, the heat gun they put out there, at night. We never see one live on these TV shows. So I guess if they show it live, their show is over. The NCI guys, they go out and they shoot the Bigfoot and the dog man. So you actually see these things exist. And I had no idea about the dog man or the werewolf. I've heard about it. These guys get pictures. But they have we found a lizard man. Got a face like a lizard, 3-toed, about 8 inches long, 4 inches wide. You guys have anything like that you know of over there?
Lizard. No, we do have several lizards. We have several water cryptids. We actually have, if you're into the Loch Ness Monster, we have 2 of them.
Yep.
You got 2 of them?
Yes, we have one in the north, and we have one down near the other side of the island of me.
Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them. I've only heard about them. They're supposed to look like the Loch Ness Monster, but they just vary in in a color and maybe size. But other than that, it's supposed to look exactly like the Loch Ness Monster. So they said, whatever the Loch Ness Monster is, they're probably related to it.
So it's as large as the one they have in Scotland?
I believe so. Yes, is what they said because they think because when they first saw it, they decided. So when they named it, because they're trying to figure out what to name it, and they're thinking about the Loch Ness Monster because it's about the same size, but these just kind of vary in the color. So they're just like, well, if it's called Nessie over there, we'll call the one at the bottom because they wanted the SIE at the end to go with it. So the one in the south is called Issy, and the one in the north is called Cusi. But they're both in lakes, just like the Loch Ness Monster.
Well, see here in it's Lake George, and I believe it's in New York. They've got a Loch Ness Monster here in the United States.
There's also one at Lake Superior too.
Yeah, Lake Superior, and then they got one up by Alaska in one of their lakes too, or some. They got a Loch Ness Monster. Well, what they claim to be like the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out. Do you guys have, the same things over there because I know, like in the Philippines, their Bigfoot is not called Bigfoot, and it's only like 4 or 5 foot tall. Also, it's got a very small foot. You know, it's not very large.
They call it Bigfoot over here because he might be 5 foot tall, but his foot is the Boy Scouts found and preserved a footprint, but it is 10 inches long and 6 inches wide.
Well, that's all the basketball players that, you know, playing the teams around here. You know, I mean, that's not a very big foot. Hell, my foot's an 8, and it's got to be 5, 6 inches wide. I got big feet. My feet look like Flintstones. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a very big footprint for a big foot. They should call it like a short foot or something.
That's
you like that, Irene?
Here, yeah.
Irene, are you into that? Are you into the alcohol already, Irene? You've been eating those cherry fruit you got in that little glass you showed me.
She's like, my coffee kicked in.
Oh, the coffee kicked in. See, when I drink coffee, my mouth runs forever. I get on this little rap and like someone pulls a ripcord, and you know. Is that how you are, Irene, on coffee?
No.
No. What do you get, like mellow?
Yeah, I get mellow.
Do you?
Sometimes I get crabby without my coffee. Let's put it that way.
So you get mellow on coffee. How are you doing on that?
I don't do that.
No. Irene likes to play innocent.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Not even a smoking a joint. I inhaled my cigarette wrong. Oh my God. That was smooth. Yeah. So, okay, so we got kind of the same monsters, but shorter versions. I want to ask, I got another here. Wait a minute. Let me get another question here. Is the dragon in Japan good or evil?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
It's protector of the shrines and temples.
Or you protect your house with the dragon. You have one facing the west side, you have one facing the east side. So you protect your house by having a dragon in your house.
So the dragon's a protector. Now I got another question for you. This is from me. I'm not even going to ask what they're asking over here right now. They're still talking about penises. It's the way they are in England and over Europe. That's all they talk about. Anyways, I go to the casinos and stuff like that, where they have the Japanese rooms and stuff like that. They've got the golden cat, and it's got one hand up.
Yeah,
the other hand.
Maneki nickel.
Okay, what can you tell? Because I know on some of the machines, when you hit a jackpot, I think it's the right hand it puts up, and the coins fall out.
This. Yeah,
it's pulling money.
Yeah.
And what's the left hand?
The left hand's business. So if you put that cat in the cat statue, the left hand is, I believe, is supposed to call money for a business. The right hand calls money for your personal life.
Yeah.
So it depends on what you want to call money for, is what you which hand of the statue you buy.
It's not like when I go to Japanese restaurants and stuff here, they all got that cat sitting on the counter.
Yeah, bringing money for their business.
They got the left hand up, so I didn't know it. Yeah, I see the left hands up at the casino. That's the right hand moving all the time. Although it should be both hands up, like you're being held up.
That means that you're greedy.
Yeah.
Greed, yeah. Calling them greed.
Well, that's why I said they should have both hands up here in the casino. They only got the one.
Oh,
hand.
yeah, they definitely should. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because, see, I love the Japanese culture. I just think that's really, maybe because I live in America. If I lived over there, I might not like it as well. But I just think it's really, really crazy that, just you guys got so much going on all the time. Is that true, or is it just in the movies?
There's always something going on.
Guess what? We got Sean, and he's walking somewhere up there, like he's on a mission with Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun. What's up there, big brother?
No, I was at the pizza place, and I didn't realize you guys had a show tonight, so I just figured I'd hop in.
Well, I'm glad you popped in because this show's been off the chain all night long, brother. Irene's been talking some crazy stuff over there.
No, not.
I
yeah.
seen a little bit of it here, a little bit.
She's got me wanting to go to Japan and hang out with her for about a week. I'm gonna get drunk, high, and fat all at one time.
Damn. I can see that happening.
Irene's got her cat up on the screen. Hey, tell us about the cat there, Irene.
He's 27 years old.
27 human years old. 27 human years old.
And in cat years or human years?
Human years.
Yeah. So
She said she
27
took him to the vet, and the vet's like, he's so old, I don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
The cat looks like a living old cat.
He's looking through his medical books. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What should I do? What should I do? Like,
I had an Asian leopard for 16 years. You say 27 years?
27 human years.
That should be like in the Guinness World Records.
I actually looked into that when she told me how old the cat is. The oldest living cat lived up to 36 human years. So if it reaches 10 more years, that cat will be in it.
Well, supposedly cats are to be able to take away evil from you as well.
Oh yeah. He's my protector.
He's your protector? What cat is it? Is it a regular house cat?
Japanese
Is it a
cat.
special cat?
It's a Japanese cat.
So is it Siamese or is it just? I don't know what the difference is.
It's a Japanese mixed breed cat.
That's because he's born in Japan.
Mm-hmm. And he's got longer hair. He's got medium hair, so it's a little bit longer than short hair.
Do they shed a lot? My leopard didn't shed at all.
This one sheds a lot. He sheds twice a year.
My fur was like rabbit fur. It was really soft. I mean, he looked just like a regular leopard, but his belly was a lot of white.
Yeah, he sheds a lot. See, he's all black.
Does he?
Yeah.
I love cats. Cats are cool. Yeah. I love me some cats. I got 2 dogs now, so
I've got
a Malinois Shepherd. He hates cats. He hates me. So I dog just like anybody but my wife. The other one, I got a little Japug, and he loves everybody. He's a noisy little dog, but he's a lap dog. Sean, where are you walking at, son?
I'm not walking.
What are you? Are you driving?
Oh, you're driving and on the phone.
I've got it in a holder.
Okay.
See, Sean can walk and chew gum at the same time, but he's now proving he can drive and talk at the same time. So he's a talented man.
I've got it in a holder, so I'm able to watch and do everything at the same time.
He's just a spoonful of sugar, I'll tell you. Irene, you still drinking coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I'm
coffee.
I'm checking on you. We're gonna do a breathalyzer at the end of the show. Are you using cream or are you drinking it black?
I'm drinking it with a little bit of milk in it.
Japanese milk?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'm going to ask you, what's the difference? Are they because they're Japanese cows or just because it's in Japan?
Because it's thicker and richer, that's why.
I think they also go through the same process of the eggs. So that's also why there's not going to be any bacteria or viruses or anything in them.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I wonder if they sell that here. I've got some Japanese stores. I'm gonna walk in and see if they got the Japanese milk. I'm really wanting to taste that, unless they Americanized it and then do they're not doing it the right way.
Yeah. Nah,
I've heard that from people. Water. I've heard that from people who's lived over here and then went to Japanese stores in America where they're like, it says it's Japanese, but it's not the same. They clearly made it more Americanized.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when I was in Mexico, I drank horchata, that cinnamon rice water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I drank that like it was going out of style. But here I get at the Mexican restaurants, it's not creamy, it's more watery here.
Mm.
You know, I was in Mexico and it had that creamy. So I think I know what you're talking about. So it's a lot better, yeah. So, ladies, getting off the penises and the creams and all that other good stuff, give me a little insight on what's. I don't know. Can you guys talk about the forest or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of our most asked things is about the forest, and that is around Mount Fuji area, right below Mount Fuji. That's kind of important because Mount Fuji alone is like a magnet for paranormal all on its own for whatever is going on there.
Mm-hmm.
People, not even people who climb Mount Fuji, but had hotel rooms that face Mount Fuji has had some kind of ghost story. Like they'll see like a spirit outside on their balcony looking at them, pounding on the door, begging to be let in. And they said that made them a believer. I mean, once you see a spirit demand to be let in, you're like,
You're
yeah,
screwed.
that's, yeah. But also, the fun fact
So-
about Mount Fuji is they think Godzilla actually existed at one point, but he went back into Mount Fuji. So he could still be alive living in Mount Fuji.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they say whatever you see in movies is what usually there's some truth to it, because
Yeah.
all the Godzilla movies are made in Japan. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so yeah, it could be true. I'm not. It's like we have giants here. I thought giants were like Jack and the Beanstalk and they existed back in the Bible, but now all of a sudden we got giants popping up all over the place here in the United States. Iraq, they've got giants. Iran, they've got giants. You guys heard about any giants or anything like that in Japan?
We have a giant skeleton creature that
Yeah. But I haven't seen it.
So it's just a
I hope
skeleton.
you haven't seen it, Irene, because it's supposed to be huge. So if you saw that thing, I can't imagine. But yeah, we do have a urban legend of a giant skeleton creature. So
Yeah.
Well, you know what Irene would be thinking if she saw that skeleton? You know what she's thinking, don't you? How big was that penis?
No, I'm not thinking that.
you are now.
Nope.
You are now,
Nope.
Irene. I put it in your head, so now you got to go see the giant.
No, not doing that.
You know, I said to a friend of mine one night. She said they found this giant skeleton. I said, yeah. She goes, but I think he was really fat. And I says, why? She said, because it was a large. I says, well, have you ever seen a fat skeleton? That doesn't mean he was big, you know?
No.
It's just like, I don't understand the question. Just
Yeah.
because it was big doesn't mean it weighed a lot. You know, Bigfoot, 8 foot tall, weighs, they say 6,800 pounds. This giant they killed over in Iraq where the soldiers killed it, they said that thing weighed close to 400 pounds.
Mm.
And he was only like 12 foot tall.
Mm.
So, giants could, just because they're big doesn't mean they weigh a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Amanda, have you seen that giant?
I have not seen it. No.
Mm-mm.
If you guys get any pictures of it, I would like to see. I'm really enthused because I'm on this giant kick all of a sudden. Giants are coming out of the woodwork here in the States. People are seeing them going into caves, sitting on hilltops with their legs dangling, taller than the trees, watching people camping. So, I mean, it's
We do have our own version of like a lizard man, where it's called the Kappa, where it's basically like a turtle person. Supposed to be super strong. It's not friendly though, because if you got near the water, it would drown you.
Mm-hmm.
So it would drag you and drown you. And it also it also like rapes the women too.
Mm-hmm.
But they said it was obviously it was the size of a person, had a turtle, and the turtle shell on its back, but its head was like a bull head where it had its water. And they said like if it came out of the water and it started walking towards you, they say like what you would have to do is it always mimics. So if you take a deep bow, and it would mimic that, it would mimic what you do. So once it bowed, the water would pour out of its head. So they said like you have a choice of letting it kind of like die, or going to where it lives in the water. It has to be that same water. You can't go to your house, fill up a bucket. It has to be from the same water it came from. You get like some water from that, and if you fill its head back up, it's basically like your slave for the rest of their lives.
Mm.
Wow. So it's like
Like
almost like a
they have to do anything you say or do. So it has to do anything you say or do for the rest of their lives. And they say a lot of farmers back then would do that just to help them with their farming. Like if they were behind and they needed help, they would just go get Kappa.
so it's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle and it has to obey you.
Yeah,
Yeah, really. Hey,
it
ladies,
has to serve you.
I got to
Sounds
take
more
another
like a movie.
so we'll be right back. If you want comics on coffee, use the code in capital letters RENDS number 17. That's a commercial we're pushing out for Comic Coffee. Every bag is a limited edition. And also, tonight's show is sponsored by the man who's in the room, Mr. Sean Ellison, Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal. He is one of the sponsors for the show. And Sean, welcome to the show. Ladies,
Hey.
you know Sean, so hey. So say something before we went to commercial break. What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, I
We're
was just
talking
saying
about
this.
Kappa.
I was going to say what she was talking about almost sounds like a genie where you got to give it 3 wishes and it's got to obey you.
No, it's more than 3 wishes for the rest of both y'all's lives. So basically,
Okay. So you rub his shell and you get 3 wishes.
Yeah.
fill with water. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I guess.
Well, I mean, if you make the last wish, it like you got to obey me the rest of your life, it would be on the same aspect.
It's fun. So what they would actually used to do back then to keep their families safe is, for some odd reason, the Kappa was obsessed with cucumbers. So they'd write the family members' names on a cucumber and put it into the waters of the Kappa as an offering, and also like a please don't go near my family. Here's a cucumber. And I guess it was accepted as an offering of that. And there is a temple in Edo, part of Tokyo. Just what I read, I'm gonna have to see where
It's called Kappabashi.
Yeah, it is dedicated to the Kappa, and it actually has a Kappa arm on display there.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to see that.
So it's a giant cucumber.
No,
The
it's a
cucumber,
giant
yeah, they're
arm.
obsessed with cucumbers, so
All right, what did the cucumber come in on this? I must have had a small stroke because I'm missing something.
it was his favorite food. It became an obsession for the Kappa for whatever reason.
Oh, okay,
That's why
okay.
cucumber sushi is called kappa.
Kappa.
So
So and that's a Chinese word for
no,
I mean a
Japanese
Japanese
word for
word
cucumber. Cucumber
Japanese word for
sushi is called kappa.
I'm going to teach you guys an Italian word today. Say this, mafunzolo.
Funzolo.
Buffanzolo.
That's right, mafunzolo. Say it slow. My funds are low.
やばい。
Randy,
あ、い
Randy,
けないいけないいけない。ダメだよ、そのこと言うの。
Randy's a
Young
little
Japanese.
Randy's a little loco acabeza on some days.
Irene doesn't know what to think about me, do you, Irene?
Yeah, I do.
She's like, no, I have an opinion. I'm just not going to tell you my opinion.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Irene,
I
if
don't-
I was to come to your house, what was the first Japanese? I mean, I want you to speak Japanese. What would be the first Japanese thing you would say to me if I came to your house for dinner? Tell me in Japanese first.
言うこと聞きなさい means you better listen to me.
Wow. Now I could take this and run with this for about 10 minutes, Irene. I could. So you need to say, you'd have to come up with you should have came up with something like, welcome to my home, glad you made it for dinner. She's wanting me to obey her. See how this is working? What'd you say, Amanda?
Yeah, the first thing she's going to do when you arrive is she's going to look at you and be like, you better listen to me and obey me or get out.
I'm going to be your boy toy, huh? That's what you're wanting me to listen to you about.
Hey,
she
might upset Jungwandu Sudosanya.
All right, now I got to get a dictionary out. Someone explain what he just said. Is he speaking Japanese or Puerto Rican?
She might give you 2 punches and 2 chops and kick you out the door.
Oh, she would. She would. She's not innocent. Don't let her look innocent.
As long as she's packing me a doggy.
See, sometimes we wonder if Irene's not secretly part of the Yakuza.
Yeah, my son has a sword in his room.
Hey, if I give you a signal, that means there's a Yakuza, and you need to turn around or walk the other way slowly.
Yeah, that means Yakuza.
Irene,
sure
if
you're
you could
secretly a part of it.
Irene, you can throw me out all you want as long as you give me a to-go bag.
I'll give you a doggy bag.
Yeah. I don't want no dog. I want some good food in there, Irene. A little of that sakiyaki you got working over there.
I got all kinds of good food. I
bet
grocery
you
shopping,
do.
so you'll have a lot of good food.
I bet you cook up a storm.
I do.
Do you? What's your favorite
do.
thing to cook? What's your favorite thing to cook?
My roast turkey is the best.
Now, are you baking that in the oven to roast it, or are you deep frying it?
Yep, it's in the oven.
She has a special oven. Her oven is not a normal Japanese oven. She doesn't have a Japanese oven. They bought this one special because it's actually big. And Japanese ovens, I have a normal Japanese. Most Japanese actually do not have ovens in their house. They'll have like a fish broiler and a 3-burner stove, and that's it. So I made sure I had a house with a Japanese oven. Unfortunately, it's so small. I call it my easy bake oven. It only fits a 4 muffin tin. That's it. Whatever you want to call it, or muffin pan, whatever you want to call it. That's as big as it is. That's all I can fit in there. So I'm like, for my regular cooking, it doesn't work. Because I grew up, I'm half Italian. Like my grandparents actually came. My grandma is Southern Italian, and my grandpa is Sicilian. When they immigrated to New York, so I got used to cooking that way. I can't do that in my oven. It's so small. I literally call it my easy bake oven. It actually runs on a D battery too. I'm like, it doesn't even run on electricity. It runs on a battery, so it's basically an easy bake oven.
Damn.
So Amanda, do you speak Italian?
My oven is a little bit.
I used to, because they did, but then it's one of those things where I lost it, unfortunately. I did it as a child. I haven't now. I don't remember the Italian, but I need to actually relearn the Italian.
I speak it once in a while. Not a lot. My family I was married to, and the house and everything. It was off and on, half English, half out. But I can speak enough Italian to eat and have sex. That's in every language. Japanese, Portuguese, Chinese, Wikinese, you name it. I can get enough to eat, whatever I got to do. Now, I got to ask. Now, see, I was going to ask this question. These people ask me. So, Irene, how do you cook a turkey in an easy bake oven? See, these people are
She
wanting to
doesn't
know.
have an easy bake oven.
My oven's bigger. It's more expensive. It was
Yeah,
about
she does not have a Japanese one. She had to buy her a special. It had to be
Yeah.
specially delivered and everything. And that's why I say Irene does not have a Japanese oven. Hers is not normal.
So
mine
is
That's why
it
she can cook
expensive.
steak.
gas? Is it gas, electric? You got to feed wood to it? What do you got to do? To
It's
it?
They're all
electric.
gas.
No, mine's electric,
Oh, yours is the electric? Okay,
Mhm.
normally they're gas.
and it takes a lot of money to run. That's why my electric bill is a little bit higher than everybody else's.
So, Irene, have you ever had a deep fried turkey?
No,
You should try it. I make deep fried turkeys. We inject them with like Italian dressing and Worcestershire sauce. You drop them and they cook faster. It's 3 minutes for every pound. So yeah, I mean, it cooks really fast, but the skin is awesome, and the meat every inch of that turkey, even the white or the dark, is always very moist and wet. It is really really good. You should try it sometime.
our turkeys are too expensive to deep fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they ship them here in, let's see, when was ours will be here in November. So yeah, it'd be really expensive to do that.
Okay, I'm getting another question. This is coming from England. She wants to know my show's all over the boulevard. They want to know, does it snow there and is it cold? Do you guys have heat where other countries like England, Denmark, I don't know, the Netherlands, they only have heat for like 2 hours a day.
Oh, 2 hours?
Ooh, we don't even have heat for 2 hours a day either. Not for 2 hours. Nope. It gets cold here. It's wet. It's damp, and the cold is just freezing cold. So
It
Yeah, we
rains a
don't
lot
have
there?
central AC or central heat. It's a box on the wall.
yeah,
So whatever the box on the wall gives us.
It's a
I'll show
what
you
on the
my-
wall?
I'll
It's a
show you my
box on the
heater.
wall.
I'll show you my just a second.
Yeah,
That's
that
my-
box on the wall there is both our AC and our heat.
Well,
We
we
don't
have those here. We have those here, and they work really well.
yeah. But
I mean,
it costs a lot
they'll
of money
freeze
to
you
run.
out.
Our electric bill is really high.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, they're expensive to run though.
Yeah.
That's
see,
why
here
they
was-
say people. That's why people in Japan, they say, especially during the summers, they try and stay at work a little bit longer to take in their AC, so they don't have to go home and turn on the AC as much because it makes the electric bill skyrocket.
Like
Yeah,
our
see here-
electric bill's about $300 a month.
Mine's that much with central air and central heat here. But what
Yeah.
you have on the wall, they're actually telling people here to put those in their houses because they're energy saving.
Mm. They
they got-
have to. Yeah. We've got 3 of them. So yeah, and that one
Yeah.
is pretty expensive. So
Yeah, well, the electric company will actually give you a discount because they are expensive, but they say they
Mhm.
save energy. So, I mean, I have central air. My electric bill runs anywhere from $300 to $400 a month.
mhm. So does ours.
Sean's shaking his head. Sean's got 2 squirrels in a cage running a fan.
And
What do you
I was
got?
gonna say, the ones here I don't feel work as well, just because at least with mine, I'm either it either makes you too cold or you're too warm. There's no comfortable. Irene can tell you, there's not really a comfortable level with those things where you're either getting too cold or you're too warm. There's no matter even what you put the temperature on,
24
make sense.
degrees. 24
Yeah, it doesn't make-
degrees.
it doesn't make sense.
Mine normally runs about 200.
But
Yeah,
remember,
but you don't
I've
have
got,
the. Excuse me. You don't have the heat like we do here in Vegas. I mean, my house gets sunlight shine from morning from sun up to sundown. 115 degrees. The shades melt off my windows.
Yeah, you guys get it pretty bad there.
You know, it only
It's
rains like here
so-
4 times a year.
It's so hot you can't open up the window at nighttime.
No.
Really.
Yeah. And
Well, that's
just-
how we're here in Vegas during July and August. June is not too bad. September, it's in the 80s. I mean, you can open the windows here at night and start. You know, I haven't wore a winter coat in 14 years here. And I wear shorts, flip flops, and a t-shirt all year
Yeah,
long.
it gets so hot in Vegas, Irene, in the summer that their shoes literally melt to the pavement
Wow.
because they have also that dry heat too.
Yeah,
We have humidity heat; they have dry heat, so
Yeah.
their
Ours
shoes
is-
literally will
it's
melt to
damp
the
here. It's so soaking wet. You'll get
swamp ass.
swamp ass really easily.
I got swamp. You get swamp ass in Florida because the humidity here is so bad.
Yeah.
I was in Key West, which is the farthest point of the United States.
Mhm.
You got the Atlantic on one side and the Gulf on the other. And you figure someone's got to have a breeze. There is no breeze.
Nope.
There's
I mean, there is no breeze. I mean, I was sweating like a whore in church the whole time I was in Key West.
Yeah. Yeah. You're soaking wet. You're just like. Ugh.
man, I miss the Key West. I spent a 4-day weekend there, but it's also one of those weekends where I was not sober the whole entire time. So, of course, I want to go back.
Well, you know, they say the best looking women in Key West are the men.
Then you know you drunk too much.
Yeah, really, because that is like the AIDS capital of America. Every transgender lives there. I mean, when you go to a restaurant, I'm used to going to restaurants and hand out like those little Andes candies. There they hand out condoms. I mean, literally hand out condoms. You go to, I don't care what store you go to, and don't forget your condoms, sir. I'm like, I got enough condoms I could do a fleet. You know, come on. I'm not kidding. I came home. I was there for 2 weeks. I came home with a small box full of condoms. I'm like, my wife goes, what the hell were you doing with those? They hand them out everywhere you go. You go to Denny's, they give you a receipt and 2 condoms, or how many people sitting at the booth. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. No, seriously, they do. Honest to God. I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. It's crazy down there. But, well, speaking of condoms, do you guys have any, what we've been seeing here now is condoms and condors. I was kind of putting that together, bird thing. We've been seeing these pterodactyls and prehistoric animals, so-called. You guys got any of that going on? Because we were talking about Godzilla earlier. We've had reports of what's the name? A pterodactyl's flying.
Yeah, I've seen the videos that people took where it's supposed to be a pterodactyl flying by.
You guys have anything like that? I mean, we got a lot of weird shit going on over here with different animals, and I just wonder if you guys had any of that, going on over there that's in the
I
news.
haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything in the air. The only thing.
UFOs we've seen, because anytime there is an earthquake, that's when
Yeah.
you start seeing UFO activity.
Yeah. Especially near the nuclear power plants that we have. They're always hovering around the nuclear power plants.
I think they're sucking the energy.
And we have a lot of earthquakes where I am. It's like we call it Earthquake Alley where I live. It gets pretty bad here. Even during a podcast I get an earthquake. Yeah.
She's so used to it that we're doing a podcast. There's an earthquake, and I'm like, Irene, are you okay? Do you need to go? Nah, I'm good.
I'm holding up my china cabinet. I said, "Yeah, we're good." And everything's
We're
going
good.
This, like this, and we're going like this. I go, "Yeah, we're okay." Just a second. Okay.
About 4 years ago, my wife and I were sitting in the house, standing, walking, doing things we do in the house, and all of a sudden she goes, "Whoa, I feel weird." I'm like, "Yeah, me too." Well, then I started seeing the chandelier start to move. I go, "We're in an earthquake," and it shot her equilibrium off for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I felt here in Vegas. I've been in earthquakes before, but just 2 weeks ago, above Las Vegas, about 100 miles, they had 400 earthquakes,
Mm,
and we didn't really feel them here. Now, the ones in California, those are the ones we feel. California
yeah.
had 600 and some earthquakes 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago. So, it's a little
It
sign from God
depends.
was coming.
It depends on which way it shakes. If it's this way, it's gonna wreck the foundation. If it shakes this way, you're okay.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
so. If it's doing the shake and bake, yeah.
yeah. It's my house is earthquake proof, so I'm gonna survive in my house.
Your house was it built earthquake proof? Would you have it built that way, or it just
Yeah,
came?
they build every building here in Japan earthquake proof because we're just so used to it.
Yeah,
Well,
we.
that tower that's behind you, Amanda, on your screen,
Hmm.
that temple. I just saw something in TV. They built that structure that way so earthquakes would knock it down.
It
You know
just
that
moves.
what is it? I mean,
It just moves. It
yeah,
sways.
I was gonna say, I'm like, it's been there for a while.
Mhm.
They made every building at any building, anything they build here, they they make it so it will move with earthquakes. This way, there's less damage. The only
They
thing we
pound
really get
concrete
damage, the
into
only
the.
thing we really get damage from is the typhoon, the hurricanes that come after it.
What were you
They
saying,
pound
Irene?
concrete to the pound concrete. They pour concrete and they pound it into the earth so many times. They pour concrete so many times so the concrete is down leveled in the earth so many times so it'll be a safe structure, and it's built so it'll move this way and that way, so it'll
I,
move.
I was watching that and see we use rebarb on our concrete here. There's no rebarb in those buildings. You're right. I was watching
Mm,
where they put on so many layers and they pound it, put on so
yeah,
many layers and they pound it, and
yeah.
so that building she's got behind her, that temple, whatever, they were showing, they made a model of it, and American buildings, would shake and fall, but they kind of like jiggled and wiggled.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't made to fall, and it's
Yeah,
kind of, I mean, the way you guys make buildings over here is pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, if people really get into the construction business of that, it is
It's
really
more,
neat.
yeah, it's not the earthquakes that does a lot of damage. It's the typhoons that come afterwards.
Yeah, or the tsunami, we have that
Not,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends. I don't live near the ocean, so I'm pretty safe. I'm
You're
pretty
like
safe.
me. I lived in Florida. I lived 2 miles off the beach at first. Then I got brave, started moving closer. Then they had a hurricane. I'm not kidding you. The salt foam from the ocean would be 20 foot high,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and it wasn't white. It was like gray and had like black specks in it, from dirt and
Hmm.
stuff. It was really nasty and stunk like
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, we get tons of that too.
So
It's
yeah.
and we get tons of hurricanes too, and it's like we're supposed to get one in the fall to change the seasons. So when we get one in November, probably close to November, it'll cool off the country, so it'll get colder. So that's what we have. We get one in the spring and we get one in the fall. The spring is to make the country hotter. The one in the fall is to make the country cooler.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
because
yeah,
the
you
one.
guys got some heat over there, from what I understand. Because
Ugh.
Amanda's over there. I can see her from the screener. She's sweating like a whore in church over there. She keeps
Yeah, it's
moving
hot
her
here.
head one way, moves her hair the other way.
Yeah.
She's actually sweating. I can see. And Irene, you're wiping the sweat off the forehead too. I tend to damn air on. Screw it.
Well, that's what we tell people. I'm like, we're hot here, so
It's
we look
cloudy
hot. We
today,
are.
so we're I'm okay. It's cloudy today, so I'm okay. When the cloud goes away and the sun comes up, that's when I go.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
got
yeah.
I got a question for you guys. I don't know if it's just the Okinawa area or not, and I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing it right either. But it's feng shui. It's like a spirit that
Feng
splits
shui.
apart.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like a spirit that splits apart that goes with a female and sucks out the babies.
Hmm.
Never heard of that one.
I may not be pronouncing it right. I've only heard it a few times. They said it's got like the lower body of a like a pterodactyl or a crow or something like that, or a stork, where the body just stays there and the rest of it goes on and follows people around. I may be pronouncing the whole thing wrong. I don't know if you have been there. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it right. I've only heard
How
it
do you
happen.
spell it?
I'm wanting to say it was feng shui or feng something. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's kind of got like a bird type body that splits in half, and the upper part goes and follows people, and like I said, supposedly sucks the baby out of pregnant women.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing it right. I've only heard it a few times.
Mm.
Well,
Feng shui, we have that word. Feng shui. Feng shui means the where your house is put in a certain area. The good energy comes from certain parts of the house, so you have to put certain salt, or you have to put crystals, or you have to put something in
Oh,
it. Feng shui.
Aswan.
No. Feng
That's
shui
it.
it's called.
Aswan. That's the name. I pronounced the whole thing wrong. I think it's called an Aswan.
Mm. I don't
I
know
had to
about
think.
that one.
I had to think about it for a second, but I think it's
It
called
might
an
have been one of those
Aswan.
things where you've heard of, but you didn't know the name of because we hear so many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a ton of them.
Oh, we have thousands of urban legends.
Yeah, I think I pronounced it wrong the first time, but I think it's actually Aswan.
I
I've never heard of
got
that
a
one.
lady from Texas. Her name is Irene, and she
Mhm.
says her and her husband are coming to Japan, and
Mhm.
she says she's an animal lover. She wants to know, do you guys have a zoo there?
Yeah, we do. We have
Oh gosh, be careful
Fuji Safari
going
Park.
to if you love aquariums, be careful going to the aquariums here because the ones in Tokyo and Osaka, they will ruin aquariums everywhere else because they're huge. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I've posted some videos, some short videos on my page, and I'll have to post another one later on the podcast page of the big aquarium in Osaka where they have so many different. We sat there for hours just watching
Mhm.
all the fish. Like they have so many different big ones in there too.
You can, and they have one in Cuba Prefecture where you can feed the stingrays, baby stingrays, squid.
They also have
Really?
animal cafes. They have
Yeah.
any animal cafe you can think of. There's a dog cafe, there's an owl cafe, there's an otter
th-
cafe, there's a pig cafe.
There's there's also a capybara capybara. They have one of those. They have big cafe of
Capybara
that one.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Uh,
definitely look
What's it
into at least
called?
one of those cafes.
What's it
Capybara?
called? What the hell is that?
it's a big, huge rat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's. Where is it found, capybaras? I think they're found in Australia. I think they got
We have
Huh.
those.
something in Japan called what is it called? What is the raccoon dog called?
Tanuki.
Tanuki. We have something called a tanuki where it is part of the canine family, and you can
Mm-hmm.
tell it's the body of a dog, but its face looks like a raccoon.
Yeah. They're
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
herbivores.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
those
Yeah.
things they're cute. They're cute, but they're also they're
Dangerous.
growl.
Yeah. They eat snakes, rodents, rabbits. They eat anything like that. They eat small
You guys
rodents.
got poisonous snakes over there?
Yeah.
What kind of poisonous snakes do you have? I'm interested in this now.
How about
What is
it's
that?
only about this. They're only about what, that big. They're they're very short, but they have a very potent poison. So even if you get the toxin, neurotoxin in time, you might not live because they're pretty bad. And we got poisonous what was it? Centipedes. We got poisonous salamanders. They got a red tummy. And yeah, our mosquitoes are poisonous, so you have to be careful.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They carry a virus. So that's why children here get vaccinated.
Yeah, there's another vaccination that you have to get in Japan.
Yeah.
For
It's called
mosquitoes?
yeah. The
I
mosquitoes
think
are
if you
big
travel
too.
here too, you're supposed to also get it for that reason.
Yeah.
See, here in Vegas, we don't have mosquitoes, we don't have ticks, and we don't have fleas.
Oh, we got that here.
Yeah, we don't have ticks, we don't have fleas, we don't have mosquitoes. In Florida, they got mosquitoes that carry away people. I mean, them things are huge. But now here in Vegas, we don't. My dogs don't know what a flea is or a tick.
They got huge
My dogs are
mosquitoes
ticking,
here.
you know.
They got huge
Really?
mosquitoes here.
Well,
Yeah.
mosquitoes will bite a sick person and go bite somebody else, and onto an animal. That's how diseases,
Yeah.
you know,
But they carry it's called
malaria and all that
Nihon
stuff
Noen.
started.
It's called Nihon Noen. It's called, and you have to get the vaccine for that. I got vaccinated for that too because I started getting sick a lot when I got bitten, so I had to get vaccinated for that. It comes in 3 doses, but boy, are they potent.
I bet.
Yeah.
Amanda, how long have you been in Japan?
I'm gonna say for about going on 2 years now.
Mm.
You're pretty educated for someone who's only been there 2 years.
Oh, I've definitely. That's also what I looked into. Is some like That's one thing I also recommend when you come to Japan is look into some of the traditions, especially with the shrines and temples. It makes more sense when you know the history or the legends behind it and what you're looking at. Like they're big. We went to Kyoto not too long ago, and we went to the big Inari Shrine there. Now, with me already looking into some of it, I already knew kind of like the historical significance of the statues and everything else there compared to other tourism who just looks at it and like, oh, pretty statues. But there's actually reasonings behind all the statues, why they have certain things in their mouths, what it means. The kitsune also, because a lot of people just like don't understand some of the also because they'll sell like fox stuff around there. Well, it's supposed to represent the kitsune.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I come to Japan, there's 3 places I'm going to go to.
Mm-hmm.
One's the aquarium, one's to Irene's house, and the other one, the Penis Mountain.
Then you'll have to come with us.
To
We'll
Penis
take you
Mountain?
there.
We're going to take you to Penis Mountain?
Yeah, I'll take you there.
Oh,
It's
see,
in
I
the-
told you, you're right up my alley, baby. Penis Mountain, and hey, we'll make a picnic basket and have a little barbecue and picnic there at Penis Mountain.
Like, oh, yeah, Reed's like, oh, I'll go with you just for safety reasons.
There's something really interesting, okay? The Mount Fuji is the last part. All the roads leading up to it's just one road, and everything haunted is leading up. In the end, final part is Mount Fuji. So they have one road, and it's just like you get off you can see something haunted. You go back on the road, you see something haunted. You get off the road, you see something haunted, and you go back on the road, and find your final destination is Mount Fuji, and it's haunted. So everything's haunted. It has one road.
It's a
It's
haunted
really
trail.
weird. Yeah,
It's a haunted trail.
yeah.
I gotta. Someone's asking. They keep asking me about this. Asking me about this. It's about the 8th time I got this. Suicide Woods. Are they
The Suicide Forest.
Suicide
Aokihara
Forest?
Forest. Aokihara Mura. Aokihara. Mm.
Yeah, so
Mori.
that might be the one place in Japan that's supposed to be haunted that they haven't boarded up, probably because of the size of it. But yeah,
Mm.
that's on the that's on the bottom of Mount Fuji there.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is obviously here I get Japanese videos also when I'm scrolling through stuff. But with the Suicide Forest, what's interesting is yes, there's obviously part of it that's not good, where it has that vibe where people go there to commit that act.
Mhm.
But there's also locals who will post videos to say we almost hiked another part of it daily because as an Irene can tell you in a suicide forest, what's weird is even though it's a forest, there's no birds, there's no insects, there's like trees don't go some trees don't grow straight. They just kind of go in weird angles, maybe even
Mm.
twist, go up. Scientists don't even know why.
Mhm.
But there's also another part of the forest where it's the exact opposite. And it's the most peaceful place they've ever hiked. And they
Mhm.
also know, like, we know the trails well, where we know we get to this certain T in the forest. We know that you don't walk, you want to stay to the right. That keeps in the good part of it. If you go to the left, you start going into the
Bad
bad
part of
part
it.
of it. It's actually not closed, Josh. People still walk in there.
Mhm.
I don't know if because of the size, but people still do walk in there today.
Yeah.
So
So it's
do you think it's the energy around that area and all the tragedy that happened there that causes them to commit suicide there?
That and it might be on some
Buddhists.
kind of fault line, so it might be like a
Yeah.
vibration.
Yeah.
Just because, like we said, I mean, animals don't want to go there, insects don't want to go there.
Yeah.
But and Irene will even tell you there is supposed to be 5 lakes around that area
Yeah.
that are dead and
Fujikoko.
black.
They're all black. It's dark. It rains a lot there. There's nothing growing there. You don't hear a pin. You can hear pin drop around there, and it's kind of creepy. I've been there. I said I didn't want to go back there. No, got in the car and went left someplace else. Went someplace else
By
because
chance, does that actually lay on a ley line since it goes up to Mount Fuji? Is it Mount Fuji, right? Is
Yeah,
it?
there might be because Irene that is in the what they call the fire belt area
yeah,
where it's basically if majority of earthquakes, that's their epicenter.
and Mount Fuji is still an active volcano.
that was the next question they wanted me to ask. Is it still active? Does it still
It's still
spew?
very active.
Yeah,
Is it spewing lava or is it just active by rumbling and stuff?
it's active by rumbling.
Okay, because that's what they ask. Is Mount Fuji still active? Is there
Yeah,
lava flowing out of it, or can you see smoke coming out of the top of it? Or
where Amanda lives, in her on that side of the island, there is a place called Beppu. It's it's got the most beautiful hot springs, and it's got you can see the bubbling out of the earth. It looks like hell on earth. So they got sulfur coming out of coming out of the earth, and it bubbles. You can go
Oh,
there. Yeah, my
so
husband knows because he comes from that island where
now
Amanda lives.
I gotta ask this question. How did you two meet? If you live in separate islands, did you meet on a
Social
podcast? Did you
media.
run into each other at the store?
Yeah.
Yeah, social media is like I said, I searched so hard
Mhm.
for any paranormal community in Japan, and
Mhm.
I only found Irene, and that's when Irene explained to me, "You're not finding them because it's only me. They don't exist other than me." And I'm like, "Yeah, I believe that because I can't find any paranormal teams to reach out to."
Yeah, that still just blows my mind that there is nobody there to reach out to. Because, like I said, the conversation we had when I was on your guys' show, that you have nobody to reach out to talk to about this and help you with certain things unless you learn it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I do
Irene,
residentials a
yeah,
lot.
Irene looked because she used to live in a haunted condo.
Hmm.
It was a suicidal condo where
Hmm.
where was a group of people who committed suicide.
Nope. 18 people.
18 people committed suicide in her building. So it
And
was being haunted. And
the
they tried, this is also before, I think before you came into your gift.
oh
Before she
yeah,
came in,
that's when
yeah,
I came into my gifts right afterwards.
yeah. So she was looking hard, trying to find anyone to come help them. But everyone kept telling her no.
So did
And
you go
so
and
we
help?
bailed.
Amanda, did you
We
go help
bailed.
her?
We bailed.
Oh,
Oh, you
no,
bailed?
that she moved. Yeah, so they moved into their house.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
they bought the house and they moved out of the condo.
Hmm.
Wow. I'd have moved out of there too, Irene. I don't blame you.
Yeah. I mean, we left some of the stuff. I even left my curtains there. I'm not taking those things. I'm not taking anything that was from that house except my furniture that I needed, and my curtains and the other stuff. Yeah. I'm just leaving. I don't care. I'll buy new curtains. I don't care. I'll buy new furniture if I have to. That's what I did.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Is it even?
You saw those
Hmm?
dead
Go ahead,
people.
Randy.
Did they follow you to your new home? I mean, have you seen any of those people from that place?
Two.
Two of them?
Hmm.
And did you cast them out or?
I told him I don't care. Well, actually, one told me, "You don't dare talk about where you used to live. You don't dare talk about this place. You don't dare tell anybody." And I said, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do. If you
He's
don't like
like,
it,
I
that's too
do
bad."
what I want, and you're not going to tell me otherwise.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then it kind of like threatened me, right? It had no face. It was all black, and it just sat there like a blob, and it was gross. It was disgusting. It was scary, but I don't want to give it energy. That's why I really don't talk about it a lot,
Right.
because yeah, it feeds off of energy. And I only live 45 minutes from where I used to live.
Irene, I got to say this to you. I know a lot of Japanese women here in Las Vegas. You feel to me you're one of the strongest Japanese women I've met.
Hmm.
I think it's
It's like,
because she lives in Canada. That's why she's not like the other Japanese women I've met too, because Japanese women are very soft spoken compared to like Irene. That
You haven't seen my mom, man. She'd speak her mind. She didn't care.
I mean, I meet a lot of Japanese women here are single, and I said, "Why are
Mm-mm.
you single?" And they said, "Oh, because their man ran off, with an American woman, this and that." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, if you come home with me, I'll treat you this way. I'll give you this. I'll do that. And if you got a girlfriend, that's okay as long as you're in my bed at night." I'm like, Japanese, Japanese custom that I'm missing. They don't care who you have as long as you come home at night and pay the bills. And I'm like, you seem like a very strong woman, very opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
You're like the boss. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you're not. I'm not being funny or anything about it, but that's
Mm-mm.
you're a strong woman, and I like that you're that way.
My daughter's worse than me. She'll bop you over the head. She
yeah, that's the
doesn't
one
care.
thing that we were taught when we came to Japan is the Japanese are not very confrontational.
No.
And that's why they also don't like disrespectful Americans is when you're not confrontational and someone's
Mm-hmm.
being disrespectful, you don't know what to do but kind of stand there, be quiet, and just kind of take it until they leave.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to Irene, you disrespect her, she'll smack you back.
Yeah.
She'll smack you, throw you out without a doggy bag. You're out. Get your ass
Yeah.
out of here. Bada bing, bada boom. The Japanese slingshot. Hey, you're out.
Yeah.
So is it even possible for you guys to actually even create a team without getting in trouble over there?
Yeah, it would just be me and her because no one else will publicly come out there
Yeah.
into the paranormal. Like
It's
even the
just us
people who
two.
do we've reached out to anyone. There's only a handful of people who do investigations, but they might not be seen on camera, or they blur out their face, or they
Yeah.
wear a mask. There's
Yeah.
other people who say they're not into the paranormal, but they do, like, they post stuff about the urban legends. We've reached out to them, and they just not one of those things where they don't want to be friends with anyone who's admitted that they're into the paranormal in Japan. Like, I understand if I reach out to them, they ignore me, and like, all right, maybe they're a little skeptical. Then Irene reaches out to them,
And they go,
even in Japanese, they just don't want to be friends with anyone who's openly admitted to the paranormal, even if they're making a career out of talking about urban legends. I guess to them that's different. I guess
So
to
I'm gonna
them,
tell you
urban
one
legends are
thing.
just stories.
Irene, do that what you just did again. What do they say when you ask them about it?
So if an actual team were to come over there, do they got to have certain regulations they do?
You gotta
go
listen to
certain
me.
places?
You gotta
I'll
what?
tell you. You gotta listen to me.
Irene
will
says,
take
if you're
you.
into the paranormal when it comes to Japan, I'm your boss. You'll do as I say, or get
Yeah.
out of my country.
Yeah, I will tell you. You gotta listen to me. It's my rules, my way. If you don't leave,
Is that your rules or Japan's rules?
because I know the spirits here. That's why.
Right.
Well, the spirits here are very different than even in the States, and that's why she says, I want you to do as I say, just because, I mean, there's people who's come over here and they tried to investigate and they became deathly ill. And then
Yeah.
they'll do that to you. And that's why Irene is like, you're going to have to listen to me because I don't want you, because you could be alive and well today and dead tomorrow because of that.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
You'll be in
So
your
listen to
casket
me.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Really?
listen to me, or you could end up just randomly dead.
Wow, that'd be kind of like scary to want to live there then. Because you know
Oh,
some
you can live here. As long as you're being respectful, they're not gonna bug you, okay? But the minute you do something stupid, they're always watching, okay? Spirits have a way of seeing everything.
Well,
So
they have
my mother
knowledge of
always
all.
said, "Be afraid of the dead because the dead are always seeing things." But
Well, they
the
have
living should always respect the dead.
they have knowledge of all, so that would be
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
self-explanatory.
even here, what a lot of American investigators don't do, they'll go into a haunted location, and before you enter, you kind of give like a bow, introduce yourself, saying, "I'm not here to harm you. I'm only here to talk." And then you
Yeah.
can go in, set up your equipment. Compared to afterward, people set up their equipment, then introduce themselves. And I
Yeah.
tell them, to them, it's the equivalent of if I just came in, like, if I do the first thing, it'd be like if I rang your doorbell, asked to come in. The second is basically if I came to your house, kicked in your door, and started demanding to talk to you. That's how they see it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, yeah, I'd be friendly the first one, but the second one, I'm going to feel like you disrespect me in my own home.
So in
Don't
all
act nice
essence,
after.
it's kind of like walking onto an Indian burial ground. You have to
Pretty
give your
much.
respect
Yeah.
in order to walk upon it without having a curse or hex or a shaman spirit giving you bad juju on the way out the door.
You pick and choose your battles. You pick and choose where you want to go. Like, I'll take you someplace safe, but I will never take you someplace that's dangerous.
that's cool. Yeah, 'cause I definitely want to know more dangerous.
Because I don't want to have to tell the American embassy that you're dead and why you're dead and what happened, because no one's going to believe it anyways.
Well, let me
if
ask you a question. Go ahead, Sean.
So somebody like myself that has a shaman background and shaman training, that wanted to go to some of these locations you might classify or say is dangerous, just to learn and understand, but have respect. Is that even possible?
Mm-mm.
Titles and education means absolutely nothing to them.
Mm-mm.
That's what I was saying before. We don't have demonologists here. They don't believe there's nothing like that title wise. So if you came in here like, oh, I'm a shaman, I'm just here to kind of learn, they don't care.
Well,
I didn't-
Irene, being Japanese, do you believe in life after death? I mean, you believe
Yeah. Yeah.
3 or 4 other lives?
Yeah. I've been reincarnated so many times. I know that.
Now, is
So
that
Japan is
because
mostly
you, is
Japan
that
is
because you
mostly a
dreamt
Buddhist
it, or
country.
how do you know that?
Because
I'm
I know
sorry,
I've
Amanda.
been there. I know I've been there. I've been there. I've seen it. I know which way. I know which route to go. I know where something is. I know where the restaurants are. I know what to eat. I know how to travel. I know which way you go, left, right, or left or right or straight. I know that. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I know.
Well, see, I have that where I mean, I'll actually wake up to in a sweat, and I mean, I've been. It's like I lived during the old West, the wagon trains. One
Mhm,
night I was sitting here and I got shot in the back with an arrow, and I
mhm,
remember laying down. I'm feeling the pain. I couldn't move my legs, and a pony soldier walked up and shot me in the head, and I woke up.
mm,
But
mm,
I have these dreams sometimes that where I go back into time. That's why
mhm.
I'm asking. I ask people this all the time who have powers like you do. Do you believe in that? Because I believe. I mean, I go back. I mean, I'm like I'm seeing Egyptian stuff. I'm seeing, um, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
1700s. I'm seeing the 1800s. I'm seeing all these different, and I'm
Mhm.
dreaming this. My wife goes, "Well, I think it's something you ain't." I'm like, "No, this is just too real." It's like I was actually there. I felt the pain. I felt the ground. I felt the heat. I felt that wagon train. My ass hurts from riding in that buckboard. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, I'm feeling that. That's why I asked you, do the Japanese people believe in life after death? I
Yeah.
never did. I never believed in that. I figured when I was younger, you died, you went to heaven, it was over, you stood there till the Lord came back. But
Mhm.
now that I've gotten my powers even stronger over the years, and
Mhm.
I've had heart attacks and strokes, I'm seeing more and more and more of these things happening. That's why
Mhm.
I'm asking you, because I'm always trying to learn about other cultures. I've been to synagogues and all kinds of different churches and stuff, but I've never really asked somebody from Japan. Here, half of the time they bullshit you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I
yes,
know.
these people, and I know you're going to be straight up about it. That's why I'm asking that question. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
I have. I've been reincarnated so many times you wouldn't believe it. Um, I also think I was part of a samurai warrior's house in Japan. I remember seeing that too.
So were you a male or female in that thing?
I was a female.
Were you a female in every one of them?
Mhm.
Yeah. See, I was a male in every dream that I've had about like a past life. I've
Yeah.
always been a male. You
Mhm.
know, and that's why like again. I'm just asking out of curiosity because I'm wanting to learn about different stuff like that.
And you know what? I love history. I love history of Japan. I love
Mhm.
learning about it. I think it's part of me that I know where I was from and what I did and how I lived.
Hey, man, I agree with that. That's cool. Like
Yeah.
I said, you're a lot different from the Japanese women here in Las Vegas or the United States.
No. Yeah. I speak my mind.
So
If
I
I
tell
do an
people
investigation,
if Irene is your expectation when you come here to Japan with the Japanese people, you're gonna be disappointed. They're
Actually,
very soft
actually, I
spoken.
actually I think it would be kind of because it'd be like I never left home because Americans do that. I'm gonna do this, like I hit the brakes, pal. So that would be
Yeah,
a
but
yeah, that would
like
be
I
cool.
said, yeah, Irene is just different from the rest of them. Where everywhere else they're very soft spoken. They're not confrontational, and also they don't like the disrespectful tourists just because they don't know what to do. because they can't tell them to stop. They don't know what to do because they're afraid if this person gets confrontational, they don't know what to do. Compared to Irene, she's like, "Go ahead, tell me what to do. Watch what happens."
Not a girl, Irene. You go for it. Hey, ladies, we are at the top of 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's been fun, but I'm gonna cut us off. We can always talk in the back room, in the green room there afterwards.
Okay.
It's been my pleasure having both of you on my show. Please come again.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy yourselves? Was it different?
We did have fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's what
have
it's all
fun.
about. I do too. Like I said, my shows are always off the chain, and you only got a little bit of me today. I'm usually a lot worse. Really, usually I'm a lot worse. But yeah, Sean's shaking his head. Yes, he knows. But, yeah, I mean, really worse. I was keeping nicely today because you guys are guests. I want to thank you both for coming on my show. It's been a pleasure. It was
We had fun.
Yeah, we had fun.
Thank you, ladies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kick this off out of here, and the show's going to end, and we'll meet in the green room and chat some more. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for being out here.
I need a Biffy break. I need a Biffy break.
Hey, real quick before we leave, if anybody wants to see your show or get a hold of you guys, how can they do that?
The Spooky Japan podcast page on Facebook is where we mostly post like our schedule and who's going to be coming on and when.
Yeah. Or you can message us personally. We're always around.
And also on the Facebook page too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can also email us at spookyjapanpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Now, see, I know you guys are only limited to things you could say, so I'll never be a guest on your show, right?
Oh, Amanda, we'll schedule him.
We'll still schedule you, don't worry.
We'll make it work.
All right. Sean Ellis, anything you got on you want to talk about before I kick us out of here?
This Sunday night is 7 p.m. Central on the Eternal X Wolfpack Paranormal. We will have Mr. Bill Walter, the owner of Broadhead Manor. We'll be talking about Broadhead Manor and things to come there as well.
He's a good guest. We've had him on before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him several times already.
Well, again, everybody watch Body Slamming Conversations with your one and only Mr. Rock and Randy. Make sure you check out Tracy Jones, The Paranormal Witch, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out NCI every Tuesday and Thursday night. They're my Bigfoot Dogman guys. You guys want to learn about what's out in the woods in America and strange things you've never seen before? That's the show. That's the show to watch. And then we got Mr. Don Vick. I'm telling you what, this guy, you think I'm off the chain? He's really off the chain. He's just like me.
I like Don Vick. He's a nice friend of mine.
Don Vick is awesome. He does a great show.
Yeah.
He's going to be on. He's on Channel 12 also. He got into the Channel 12. They accepted his show. So in October, matter of fact, I think he might be jumping on this week. So that'll by October 1st, Don Vick will be there. And I do a show now also with Bob the cameraman. We did a show tonight called Critic Crossroads. We talk about movies. We talk about a little of everything. Tonight we talked about movies. It was our first night out there together. So, we got to get our ins and outs on each other, but it was still a great show. Sean, and then we got Jim, who's on Channel 12 also. I'm trying to remember all these people. That have Jim's Travel Emporium. So if you guys want to book a trip, let me know. I can hook you up with this guy. He's got cruises, all kinds of stuff going on. Sean, I miss anybody, bro?
I don't think so. I think you got all of them, actually. I was sitting here counting them off when you did it, trying to keep track of them as well, because there's quite a few of them. So
myself here at WROK Radio FM live in Las Vegas and Channel 12 TV network. I want to tell each and every one of you, God bless you, and we'll catch you all next week.
Rock and Randy on the scene, breaking bones and living the dream. Magician of the airways, got a story to scream. Radio blazing, gotta hear that podcast. Life on the edge, never playing it fast. It's rock and roll, baby, till I die. With Leah by my side, we never shy. No ghosts of Bigfoot scare us away, 'cause Rock and Randy gonna rock out today. Actor, singer, TV shows a blast. Picking fights with shadows, they never last. Ain't no hold barred, we live in it rough. A life full of stories that's more than enough. It's rock and roll, baby, till I die. With Leah by my side, we never shy. No ghosts of Bigfoot scare us away, 'cause Rock and Randy gonna rock out today.